What is up, guys? Nel Comal here, doing another vlog. Today is the first video in the series of In Puerto Rico. So In Puerto Rico is pretty much a series that will consist of me doing vlogs on my problems of Puerto Rico. The first video was supposed to be about how parents abuse their children, but after seeing a few feminist videos and seeing the stupid Anita Sarkeesian, I decided to actually do a video towards how men view women in society and how women view themselves. You know, because that's something that always kind of bothers me in Puerto Rico, because women and men think that the roles are like back in 1940s, you know, when women are just fragile and weak and need a man to protect them. And that kind of pisses me off because, you know, I think that a woman can do a lot and can do everything without a man. That doesn't mean that she's not going to get help from a man, but just because she's a woman does not mean that she needs a lot, or if not everything, to be done by a man. And I'm going to give you pretty much a few stories on how this whole, oh, because I'm a woman I can't do this or I can't do that, has really pissed me off here in Puerto Rico. My first story is about, I remember I was at I was at a Walgreens, and I came in, I can't remember what I had to buy, but I came in and I saw this lady. She usually sleeps in that Walgreens from, I think it's like from 9 p.m. all the way until 5 a.m. You know, because in Puerto Rico they don't have those laws where if you see bums around either begging for money or sleeping in front of a store, they kick them out. Over here they just let them do whatever the hell they want. So I remember I was talking to the security guard there. He's a good friend of mine, by the way, and he tells me the situation with her, you know, why she's there and why she can't seek help from anyone. And I remember he tells me, oh, you know, it's a shame for the fact that she's a woman, you know, because if it was a man, he can survive a little better. But with a woman, I don't think she has the same survival instincts or the same survival probability as with a man. And I was like, and then I told him, you may be right, but at the same time, just because she's a woman does not mean she's helpless. Yes, we as men, by birth, we are born physically stronger than them, but they're not defenseless. You know, she can learn jujitsu or some type of martial art to defend herself with, or at the same time she can buy a knife. And I even told him this, if the feminists from the US actually heard you say this, they will kick your fucking ass. You know, because in the States, women can pretty much do a lot and everything on their own. They don't need to be like damsels in distress, like over here, that they need a man. He was like, yeah, you're right. So the second story is about, I remember I was working at the McDonald's where I work, and I remember when I leave, I usually have to tell the manager, I'm like, hey, you know, Mr. Manager, I'm leaving, bye, so they can know that I actually left. So when I was going to tell them I was going to leave, I knock on the top of the drive-through window because I'm outside, so I have to actually knock on top of the drive-through window because when I leave at 4 a.m. the McDonald's is closed. So I touch on the top so they can hear me, and then some guy like gets scared, and he was with a girl, and he was like, come on, man, you touched it too hard, you scared the little lady over here. And I wanted to tell him, so you're telling me that she's easily offended because she's a woman? What do you mean, little lady? You know, she needs like protection or something just because she's a girl, and just because she's a girl she can't handle it like a man can? Come on. And I remember there was another story. This actually happened about a week ago. So I remember that I was patrolling the McDonald's like I usually was. So all of a sudden I see this lady, and she's somehow looking at the front door like she's expecting someone to help her out or something, or to come out and say, hey, what do you want? So I was going to tell her, hey lady, you know, the McDonald's is closed. If you need to go to the bathroom, there's a bathroom over there in the drive-thru, because usually when girls or anybody wants to enter through the front door and call an employee, it's because they want to use the bathroom. So as I'm getting there, she tells me, oh, you know, I was wondering if you can let me a wheel jack since I don't have any. I was texting, and while I was texting I didn't notice that there was a speed bump, and I took the speed bump pretty hard and it bent one of my rims, and I caught a flat can you lend me the wheel jack? You know, I'll jack it up myself. All I need is for you to get me the wheel jack while I jack it up and for you to watch me. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go to my car, I get my wheel jack, and I give it to her. As I'm heading towards the car, to her car to give her the wheel jack, these guys appear. Only one stays, by the way. So as she's jacking up the wheel jack, I'm just standing there, you know, looking around because it's usually late, so there might be some dudes that are gonna rape her or some shit like that. And the reason as to why I let her jack up the car on her own is because, as I said, I believe in female equality, and also I was like digging her. I was like, oh shit! Finally, I found the girl in this place where women act defenseless, and she's jacking it up on her own. Awesome! And then all of a sudden, the guy's like, "What, man? What are you doing? You're the man. You should be helping her out. You should be helping her out. Jacking up the car. You're letting a woman jack up a car?" And I was like, inside, I was like, "What? Do you mean to tell me that just because she's a woman, she can't jack up the car on her own? I mean, dumbass, women do this all the time in the U.S. I mean, and she said that she does it on her own. At the same time, she works in a place where they repair tires, and she has repaired rims like this before. She's not helpless. She's not stupid. She's not dumb. She's fragile. She can do it on her own. You know what I mean? And that's what pisses me off, you know, with men and women over here. That they're in these roles where they think that just because they're a woman, they need constant saving, constant protection. And the woman thinks this too, like, oh, I can't do shit on my own because I'm a woman. No, you can. Yes, we're born with certain attributes that by being born, we're physically stronger and have more resistance. But in now 2013, women are coming up as being equally, if not sometimes superior to man. You don't need a man to constantly save you and protect you. And men don't really act like women are fragile and useless. It just makes you look like they're weak and fragile, and in fact you're actually demeaning women instead of raising them. You know what I mean? We need equality in this. This is Nel Comal signing the fuck off. The next video will be about how parents abuse their children.